You know, sometimes you come across a poem that's just more than words on a page. It feels like a message, almost like a life guide from a wise teacher, a Murshid. And today, we're diving into one of those poems, a piece that really feels like it comes straight from the pen of a master. So, this incredible piece is called Murshid ki Qalam se, which means from the pen of the guide, and it's by the poet Pawan Raj Singh. Now, before we get into breaking down all of its deep spiritual wisdom, I just want you to experience it. Let's just listen to the original words. Let the rhythm and the sound just wash over you.
बुलावा आ गया नफ्स पाक हो गई होगी उम्मीदें दिल सुम्र में खाक हो गई होगी ये दुनिया और इसके अजीब अजीब रंग चिराग बुझने को है अब रात हो गई होगी
महफिलों का नूर और आशिकों की भीड़ ढलने लगा है चांद मुलाकात हो गई होगी ये सदी तो सैकड़ों सदियों पर भारी पड़ी नेक थी बचपने की बदमाश हो गई होगी।
इस गली में रहता था एक नेक शख्स जो बिगड़ गया है अब कोई बात हो गई होगी भटकता है मुरीद चंद सफ़े दीवान के लिए राज की बातें थीं फिर से राज हो गई होंगी
Wow, it's powerful, isn't it? The poem really takes you on this journey through life, through deep reflection and that constant search for meaning. So let's unpack some of the incredible wisdom that's hidden in these lines, starting right from the top. The call has come, the soul must be purified, the hopes of the heart must have turned to dust in this age. Right from the start, it hits you with this very stark, unavoidable truth. But notice it doesn't feel morbid. It's just incredibly direct. It's about a final calling. And that's really the crucial idea here, right? It's all about the perspective on mortality. The poem doesn't frame it as some tragic end. Instead, it's a bulava, a call, an invitation. It's a moment where the soul gets purified, a time when all those worldly hopes and desires, the umide dil, they just naturally fade to dust. It's about accepting life's ultimate, natural cycle. This world and its strange, strange colors. The lamp is about to go out. It must be night now. What a beautiful, poignant metaphor. Life itself is the lamp, the charag, and its light going out simply means that night has arrived, that the end has come. And those strange colors of the world, that's everything we experience, the joy, the sorrow, the weirdness of it all, that we get to see before our own light fades. So after talking about the finality of it all, the poet then shifts gears a little bit. He zooms in on the fleeting nature of our experiences within life. You know, all those things we cling to that we think are so important, but are really just destined to fade away. The light of gatherings and the crowd of admirers, the moon has begun to set, the meeting must be over. The imagery here is just so powerful, you can almost picture it. The mehfils, these vibrant parties full of life and people who admire you, they're all temporary. Just like a setting moon, their glow can't last forever. It's such a graceful reminder about how impermanent things like fame and worldly attachments really are. This century has weighed heavier than hundreds of centuries. What was virtuous in childhood must have turned mischievous. This line feels like it could have been written yesterday. The quote is suggesting that our current era, Yasadi, it just carries this immense, unique weight that has the power to corrupt the natural goodness, the pure innocence we all have in childhood. And that really gets to the heart of this idea of lost innocence. The journey from being naik or good and virtuous to badmash or mischievous. The poem suggests it's not just a personal failure, it's heavily influenced by the crushing burden of the times we live in. It's a surprisingly compassionate way to look at how the world changes us. Then, the poem gets even more personal. It zooms in from this big idea about the weight of a century to a single, sharp observation. It's basically a whole story in one couplet that I think pretty much everyone can relate to. In this lane lived a virtuous person who has now gone astray. Something must have happened. What I love about this line is how much empathy is packed into it. There's no judgment here, it just observes that someone has changed and wonders what's the story behind it. It's a powerful acknowledgement of just how fragile goodness can be. And that, of course, brings us to this universal question. The poem just leaves it hanging there for us to think about. We've all seen this happen, right? We've seen someone's character just shift. The poet doesn't try to give an answer. He just says, "Koi baat ho gayi hogi." Something must have happened. It's an invitation to show compassion instead of condemnation. Okay, so now we come to the final couplet, and this is where it gets really clever. The poem sort of turns in on itself, and it reveals a secret about the poet, about the reader, the seeker, and about the whole point of poetry itself. The disciple wanders for a few pages of the poetry book. They were matters of Raj, or secrets, and have become secrets once again. So the Murid, the disciple or seeker, that's us. We're the ones searching for meaning in these pages. But did you catch the wordplay? It's brilliant. The poet Pawan Raj Singh, he puts his own name, Raj, right into the verse. The secrets of Raj, his secrets, have become secrets again, hidden in the poem. And this isn't just a one-off clever trick, by the way. This is a classic poetic tradition in Urdu and Hindi poetry called tahallus. It's like the poet's signature, a way of weaving themselves right into the fabric of their work. So the poem ends by telling us that the poet's own truths, his raz, are now tucked away inside the poetry, just waiting for a wandering seeker like you or me to find them. So after this whole journey, through mortality, lost innocence, and these hidden secrets, what does the Murshid's pen really leave us with? What are the big ideas we're supposed to carry with us from this? Well, first, it's about embracing life's impermanence, not with fear, but with a sense of acceptance. Second, it's a reminder to cherish innocence, because the world can be a heavy place. Third, it's a call to approach each other with compassion, to understand that even the best people can lose their way. And finally, maybe the biggest lesson of all, that the search for meaning itself, wandering like the Murid, that is the journey. And that's really the thought this poem leaves us with. Just like that disciple in the final lines, we're all wandering, aren't we? Looking for answers in books, in other people, in ourselves. The poem reminds us that the secrets are there, waiting to be found. So it kind of makes you wonder, right? What are the secrets you're searching for?